Ciao ragazzi, we are back, and also it seems Napoli are back after the ruling was overturned and they won their appeal. Stay tuned.
Feel me like a Hellcat.
Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to Serie Sitdown. Let's get right into the action because some big news broke on Tuesday. Now, it was the Italian Olympic Committee's guarantee board, better known to you and I as CONI, C-O-N-I, the highest tribunal Italian sporting court in the land, voted for Napoli in their appeal against Juventus. So this has been a crazy, dramatic story in Serie A. Obviously, you know, going back to when they first, Juventus was supposed to host Napoli. Napoli didn't show up, and it was ruled after two appeals that Napoli should have traveled to Juventus, and thus Juventus were not only awarded the 3-0 victory, Napoli were docked a point. But alas, Napoli would not. They were continue being persistent, would not give up. They took their appeals to CONI. So CONI ruled in the favor of Napoli, overturning the 3-0 defeat and giving back them the point that they were docked. So if you look at the standings when this came out, it meant Juventus and Napoli were back even on points. Juventus obviously losing 3 points, went from 27 points to 24 points, and Napoli went from 23 to 24 points. So they were level on points at that point. An interesting decision. Will Juventus appeal the appeal? I don't know. I don't know if Agnelli cares enough. The match has been rescheduled for January 13th, so just a few weeks away. You know, looking at whether who you think is right or wrong out of it, Serie A wants to see, the fans want to see these two big teams play against each other. At the time, Napoli were flying high, no injuries. Juventus had just came off of a nice start to the season. Many wanted to see how both these teams would, you know, face off against each other. Now we're about, you know, 13, 14 games into the season. The teams are getting close to where they're going to be at the end of the season, close to. It's very early still. Two-thirds of the season still left to play. But it's a lot of interesting storylines in this. A lot of injuries for one side. Juventus starting to come around now. So this could be an interesting matchup. And, you know, Juve may end up winning this matchup and all said and done. Or Napoli could come away with the win and then they're going to have bragging rights. Who knows? It's been two teams who don't like each other for the longest time. This adds to the rivalry, and I think everyone's going to be watching this matchup. They should probably cancel the rest of the matchups on the 13th just so we can watch these two play. It should be fantastic at J Stadium, the Alliance Stadium. But yeah, the ruling is an interesting one, and now it sets an interesting precedent too, because many wonder, are the teams going to try this now? It's hard to say. We've heard the side from the Napoli fans, and we've also heard the sides from the Juventus fans, and I see both takes on this. Ultimately, I think what's going to happen is that everyone from CONI to Serie A to FIGC, everyone has to come together and come to a consensus that when each of them make the rulings, who oversees who sets the precedent. Everyone in Serie A did agree to certain stipulations, which Juventus' side is claiming, and they're correct. And there's also, you know, the side that, you know, the authorities told Napoli not to travel because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we have to determine at what point who sets the precedent in terms of the law. You would think it's the government, but they need to figure it out in Italy. Italy has a lot of things they need to figure out. This to be another thing to throw on top of there, including like racism, right? They can't ever get that right either. So let's see what happens with that. But it's an interesting take, whichever side you take. Does this open up an abyss of potential overturns down the future? If someone doesn't like to go somewhere because of whatever reason, they're going to overturn it. Who knows? It's possible. Ultimately, I think the right call was made. I don't want to see a decision on the pitch made because of, you know, a forfeit or whatever. I want to see the results determined on the pitch. That's what I want to see. But, you know, I'm a neutralist. I don't really care which way. I don't have anything for Juventus or Napoli. So, but I definitely see both sides of the story. I definitely see what Napoli fans are saying. I definitely see what Juventus' side is saying. And obviously, Juventus had a bad day. Obviously, I'm wearing a Fiorentina jersey. They lost to Fiorentina 3-0. Just be a coincidence. Yeah, it's a difficult take, and it's a very hot button topic at the moment. Many people are talking about this because it has more than just implications of the 3-0 victory overturned by Juventus and the 1 point that was given back to Napoli. It's more implications than that because it could open a whole can of worms with the rest of the league about, you know, like I said, if something happens that one team doesn't like, they can use it to their advantage and try to overturn it. I hate the legislative side of things. I hate the judiciary process. Let's leave everything on the pitch to be decided. That's me. What are your thoughts? And leave us a comment below. Which side do you agree with more? Juventus' side, Napoli's side? Don't care. Do you want to see, should the results stand as a 3-0 forfeit? Do you want to see the results figured out on the pitch? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the page. We would be very much appreciated. Serie, Sitdown. Follow us Twitter, Instagram, anywhere that you listen to music, anywhere you stream music, we are there. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next podcast, the next episode. Buon Natale a tutti. Happy New Year, and we will see you soon. Make sure you tell your paisans about us. Ciao.